Yo, what's up, Em? What's up, man? Oh shit, wait. By the way, let me know if you could hear me and how I sound. If all the audio is fine. Because I have like a slightly edited setup a little bit. I kind of moved some stuff around. So, I don't know if everything sounds fine. But I haven't streamed in 2 weeks, so I was like, might as well stream because it's been a while. Sound is fine. Okay, good. I was just wondering if I'm too loud or the game's too low or the game's too loud, whatever it might be. But yeah, how you been, M? What's going on? I'm just going to be event farming as the thumbnail and everything implied. Not really going to be doing anything too crazy. Just I'm kind of behind, not really behind in the event. I'm caught up, but just haven't been playing too much. So I'm trying to catch up a little bit, trying to farm some items and whatnot. Yo, Emilio, what's up, man? What's going on? Just been chilling and playing the game. All right, bet. Has anybody been rolling lately? Anybody got some luck? I think I did a single in JP and got Summer Mary from the other banner, but other than that, really haven't been rolling my damn self across both JP and NA. Getting ready for bed? Oh shit. Sweet dreams, man. Well, thank you for stopping by and saying hello. Absolutely. So, just chilling right now. I haven't streamed in like 2 weeks. And I didn't know that they were going to do a stream announcing this event. So, I just was not prepared. I was like lying down in bed and no idea that they were going to stream. And then they streamed and I was like, oh shit. I could have done like a stream reaction to the news, but I didn't. And it's okay. I think the new servants are cool, by the way. I'm not going to roll myself or whale. So, that's good for me, though. That's good for me. Some people don't like that. As in, like, they want every banner to be something that they like or want something to roll for. But me, I'm just like, you know. As long as some people are happy and I get to save. So, it's a win-win situation, to be honest. No matter what. As long later in the year we get something good. Yeah, I gotta save, man. That's exactly what I'm saying. Absolutely. I know you had like 1,000+ quartz at some point, but then you rolled for Musashi. But you still have quite a bit of quartz. Last time I checked, when we talked on Twitter for a little bit, you had like 800 or something. You might have 900 at this point. I'm not sure, but definitely you're in a better spot than I am. Not that I'm in a bad spot. I have like 820 quartz over in NA. Like, yeah, 904. Okay, I thought so. I have 820 myself and like 99 tickets, I'm pretty sure. So I'm going to have 100 pretty soon. So it's going to be pretty nice. Absolutely. It's going to be pretty nice. And then we got 2 months. Pretty much 2 months almost to the day when Caster Arturia comes out. So by then, definitely, I'm going to have 1,000 quartz, especially with the anniversary stuff that's going to come. And the tickets and whatnot. Oh, what's up, Heroin X? You're new? Oh, what's up, man? Thank you for dropping by. Hopefully you stick around. Hopefully you subscribe and, you know, you're a reoccurring viewer. And all that good stuff, my G. But I'm just going to be farming. Not going to be doing anything too crazy. So hopefully you're not expecting me to whale or roll, but I'm not going to do that. I have no issue with Super Bunyan or anything or any of the new servants, but you know, they're just not my cup of tea, so to speak. And for what I've seen gameplay-wise, the best servant to come out of this event is probably Mary Anning, the 1-star Lancer, or the Bronze Lancer. Pretty good servant for budget farming. What command codes do you have on Castoria? It's different between both of my JP accounts, but if basically what you're asking is different command codes for her, I would equip her with healing command codes, because that's like the one thing she doesn't have. She's good at giving everybody NP, giving everybody like some kind of, team support, except for healing. So I definitely give her some kind of command code that heals, because that's the one thing she's lacking. Not saying that's a bad thing, obviously the rest of the things she does kind of compensates for that. But those kind of command codes that allow her to drop crit stars would be great on her. Basically support command codes. Any command code that that covers something that she already doesn't cover, or something that drops crit stars or of the sort, That would be my thing. Yeah. Anything that heals. It's essential. Or drops good stuff. The whole team NP buff is really good for her. Oh yeah, 1000%. Air ending is extremely good. What's up, James? What's up, my guy? James Rocket. I think you changed your profile pic. Correct me if I'm wrong, James. I think you did. That's Ishtar, if I'm not mistaken. I can't really tell from how small the icon is, but that's cool, man. NP gain up and NP charge would be good with the crit star drop. Yeah, I mean, anything that just like enables her to do what she does best, or covers her weaknesses. I would not give her any command code that increases her damage, for example. There's like no point in that, at least in my opinion. Any kind of team support command code is essential for any support servant. You could literally do the same thing with Merlin. You can do the same thing with Koyan Skya when she comes out. Waver. Now, bro, it's been Ishtar for a while. Really? Unless, is it a different picture of Ishtar? Because maybe it's always been Ishtar, but for some reason your profile pic looks slightly different from what I remember. But I could be mixing you up with somebody else. Absolutely. Absolutely. But, hell yeah. Oberon's kind of different though. I think Oberon could probably get away with damage command codes because he has a damaging noble phantasm. But I guess Koyan Skya is the same way, but I don't know. I think Merlin's the only one of the supports, like the top tier supports, aside from Tanma, who heals. So healing command codes would be good on everybody, including Merlin, kind of, but Merlin kind of already does that with his noble phantasm. Each assassin can be her own farmer. Yeah, no. So you could get away with giving her damaging command codes. I mainly use her for her skills. Clearly, I personally don't use her for damage because I don't like. Why bring an assassin when I could just Zerk everything? You know what I mean? Just go back to basics. You know, when we first started playing Fate Grand Order, it was all about the Zerker meta. Bring 3 Berserkers and you essentially win. Then the game sort of shifted, and then it was more like Jolter crits, or just crit teams in general. Then NP looping with Scotty when she was introduced, and so on and so forth. Now we're kind of in like a melding of everything together. We have the crits, we have the Berserker, we have the NP looping. Like all the metas sort of just fuse into one. Currently, I don't know if it's gonna shift at any given point. You know, 7th anniversary is around the corner. Don't know if they're gonna introduce a new mechanic or a new game-changing, I guess, servant or something along those lines. But right now, we're like Morgan plus Castoria and Merlin, broken. You get everything from that team: healing, protection, NP looping. Granted, it's not good for farming, but it's definitely good in literally every other situation. Farming is like one of those things that at this point in JP, like I think everybody who's at least been playing for a couple years has a dedicated farming team. Like instead of bringing Morgan, I could literally go back to like Scotty team or a arts team, or I could just bring Bellison, like GG. I doubt a broken Quick would change anything. Quick has more flaws than... Yeah, Quick, for sure. They would have to do like some kind of massive, major update onto the way Quick works for the meta to shift in Quick's favor. I doubt like you said, if they introduce a new Quick servant, that it would change much. Just because, you know, Arts has the consistency on their side, and then Buster just like has the crit damage and just, you know, and crit is supposed to be what Quicks do the best, but I think Buster has that on lockdown right now. And Quicks are just sort of just there, which is ironic because they used to be the top dogs, you know, and they're still good. It's just, comparably speaking to Busters and Arts, it's just like, it's not it. Like, you could still bring them. There's still certainly a lot of great Quick servants out there. But the fact that there's arguably better alternatives from the other 2 card types, it just says a lot about, I guess, the current meta But either way, I would just use whoever I would want to use. You know, there's still a lot of quick servants I use time and time again. Same thing with Arts and Buster. I don't really lean towards using one over the other. I mean, obviously I'm using a Buster servant farming right now, but like I said earlier, I could literally just change it to any team I want because farming isn't really an issue in Grand Order at this moment. And hopefully it stays like that because farming is like one of the most tedious, repetitive things in any game. It's rewarding if you put the time in, but if you don't have the time, it's like, you know, that's why people want auto battle in the game. Don't know how that would work in a game like Grand Order. I know a lot of gacha games do auto battle. I just don't know how it would work with Grand Order, especially after 7 years. I'm kind of used to actually, you know, clicking and somewhat paying attention to the battle at hand. I'm just waiting for Caesarea on NA to make Spacious Star farm everything. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. I can tell from your profile pic, and we've talked about this before. You're definitely a big Spacious Star fan, so you would be doing her a massive favor by going for Caesarea. Anybody who's not, I don't know what you're doing. I don't know why. Especially if you're a big fan of a lot of these art servants like Spacious Star. If you're not planning on going for Castoria, you're high. Like, let's say you're planning on skipping her out in favor of Summer Kiara. That's great and all. I admire the dedication. But if you're gonna get Summer Kiara, you have to team her up with Castoria to get the most out of her. That's just a fact. Nobody could really argue that. You could probably get away with like a Tamumo team with a support Castoria, but that's not as effective and as efficient and practical as just double Castoria and you win. Like, just to put things into perspective, you could have an NP5, let's say Spacious Star. You could have an NP5 Grail to level 100, full command codes across the board, gold foes and everything. Just perfect in every sense of the word. But if you don't have a Caster Arturia, I'm sorry, that Spacious Star is not living up to its potential, you know what I mean? So you absolutely 1000% need Caster Arturia, at least one copy. I'm personally going to stop at 2 copies. Because getting her to 200% NP is actually not that difficult with her skill set and her NP game. And from my experience, it's actually not that bad of an idea to sometimes wait till you get to 200% when you're facing against certain bosses and challenges. Over in JP, of course. When she comes out in NA, I got a NP2 her as well. I'm just used to that number as well because I pulled 2 of her in JP, so it's kind of hard for me to imagine not having that extra. Oh, wow, okay. Didn't even know I was close to bonding with you, Bunyan. But I will take that. I will definitely take that. So, not that I need the servant coins, but the quartz is definitely nice. The extra stuff. Absolutely. I didn't even know I was that high of a bond with her. I don't remember using her that much, but I might have just had her in the back of the team, just messing around during farming and just going through Lost Belts and whatnot. Speaking of Lost Belts, Lost Belt 7, not going to get it probably till next year, but we'll see. Road to 7 is most likely referring to Anniversary anyway, unless they decide to release Anniversary and Lost Belt 7 at the same time, which would be big brain plays since they both align together, since they have the same number association. And I mean, last year they did Lost Belt 6 kind of at the same time as 6th Anniversary, around the same time, so it's not, that hard to imagine. I just don't know what they would even release at this point. Because Koi and Skya was like, changed everything for Buster, so he brought them back to the pinnacle. Arguably, Arts is still up there, so they might be tied in some form or fashion. But I have no idea what they could possibly release. Unless it's just a big character. Not necessarily a big gameplay type character that changes the meta, but just a big character that people have been waiting for. I could see Muramasa coming back as like a secondary banner, but as for a brand new playable servant, no idea. Busan accidentally leaked out that LB7 is... Oh yeah, never mind. I did see that. That's true. That's true. He did say that. Completely forgot. Thank you for reminding me. It's been a while since I talked about this stuff with people, so... I mean, at the end of the year is essentially, what, December? So, that's kind of next year, kind of. I mean, we're getting into the new year a little bit. Like if it's at December 31st, for example, that might as well be next year, 2023. And then after that, who knows? Maybe a Solomon type boss belt where everything comes together. There's a big raid. I'm actually curious how the end of the Lost Belt arc is going to be. Because with the singularities, you kind of had a clear idea. It's like, okay, we clear the singularities, and we take out Solomon, and then that's kind of it. Whereas the Lost Belts, you know, obviously there's, you know, the whole Beast number 7 dealio, so we're definitely going to face her at some point. But we don't know, like, if there's another enemy, what her true intentions are. And then just thinking about Lost Belt 7, we don't even know what to expect from that. We know a little bit, like, you know, David might is implied to have like a Grand Berserker. That's like one of the main things that people been talking about for years now. And the whole thing about like the location of his Lost Belt being associated with a certain big Nausiverse, I guess, character or deity. So there's some things to expect. It's just after Lost Belt 7, what comes after that as like the final chapter kind of thing for this arc. It's very interesting to think about. I don't know if they're going to release it right after Lost Belt 7, like what they did with Babylonia, and then like literally 2-3 weeks later Solomon came out. Don't know if that's going to be the plan. They're probably going to spread it out though. So more than likely Lost Belt 7 at the end of the year, and then sometime middle next year, maybe we're going to get the final big chapter. They might even stretch that out until 8th anniversary. So that would be, I mean, I wouldn't mind if they stretch it out, to be honest. Give us more time to save for whoever might come out. I just want the arcade servants to come out, to be honest. That's kind of my main thing. If I could just get like half of the arcade servants to come out, I'd be pretty happy. Mainly Tiamat, but I know Proto Merlin's up there for a lot of people. So definitely want to see them. Don't know actually how that would work, because Proto Merlin's definitely going to be a support servant, and I think Busters kind of have enough support in the game. I mean, Merlin for like longer battles, and then Koyanskaya for like farming. You know, how, like, what other Buster support could possibly be introduced in the game? I guess Oberon is kind of a Buster support, but you could kind of bring him in any team. You kind of get away with bringing him anywhere. I think arcade and mobile story would converge at one point. That'd be cool. That'd be cool if there's like an event where we, I don't know, we travel into the arcade universe, and then we see the Fujimaru of that world and the Mash of that world, and then we sort of team up to take out a greater evil or something. I know somebody, a viewer, mentioned the possibility of maybe after the Lost Belt arc, we just another story opens up where it's essentially the arcade story, but we could play it in mobile, you know what I mean? And then we get to play through the previous singularities, but this time it's like they're like jacked up to be Lost Belt level difficulty, but it's following the arcade world, and then we could still bring our servants from mobile. That'd be pretty cool. I think that'd be a good way to transition into another story without it being a brand new story, you know what I mean? Like a brand new arc. If they have nothing else planned for post Lost Belt stuff. Hate that I want to roll for Merlin right before Castoria. I mean, you could try. Merlin's still an awesome support. I remember reading some, like, when Koyanskaya first came out, I remember there was somebody in the comments, not in the chat, but somebody in the comments was saying, well, Merlin's obsolete now. Koyanskaya is a lot better than Merlin. And I was like, I don't think so. Merlin still has the healing going for him. He has the Omni, or not the Omni, but the AoE protection or invincibility to the whole team. I think he's still going to have a place in the meta as far as longer battles. And then the guy replied back saying like, no, I mean, with Koyanskaya, you could just like have big number damage and just obliterate every challenge and every boss out there. And I'm just like, I don't think that's how that's going to work. And then months later, you know, one of the best teams is literally Morgan, Merlin, and Castoria. It's not as simple as just like doing massive numbers. Like in terms of damage, yeah, Koyanskaya is easy. In terms of farming, Koyanskaya is a lot better than Merlin. But Merlin's still an extremely good server. I didn't understand what the guy was saying. I was like, there's no shot. Either you're salty you never got Merlin yourself, or you're just wanking the fuck out of Coin Sky, because there's absolutely no shot that, you know, comparing the two as Buster supports, you could do that, I guess, but you're bringing them both into totally different like environments, totally different fights. Merlin for longer fights, Coin Sky for farming, that's it. You could bring Coin Sky to certain bosses, I'm sure, but absolutely, if it's like most challenges will make it so you have to last more than like 3 turns, at least for the most part. There's some bosses that you could 3-turn easily, but definitely with the Road to 7 campaign quest, Coin Sky was not helping at all. It was just like the whole debate about Tomo versus Castoria. Yeah, exactly. I mean, Tomo and Castoria, it's a bit more, I guess, accepted that Castoria just kind of obliterates Tomomo out of the planet. But Tomomo could still have her uses. Like, for example, in quests where you can't bring a support servant because they force you to bring MASH, or they force you to bring an NPC servant. And at that point, you can't double cast Arturia. But if you have your own Tomomo, you could bring her instead, and then like plug suit into Waver or Rhaenys or another NP battery servant, and then you essentially have the same team as a double cast Arturia. So, you know, there's certain situations where Tomo having her is great. Or you could bring both. Yeah, you could just bring both. I mean, that's essentially kind of what I said. You could bring both, and then you're good. Merlin supports with everyone except for Oberon, while everyone doesn't support well with others. Also funny how JP thought Tomo was dead with Cast Arturia while Beach did. Yeah, no, that is pretty ironic that happens. Absolutely. I mean, again, Tomo's still great. Merlin's still awesome. Coin Sky is just better for farming. Castoria is just better for farming. It depends. And Tomo's NP actually comes in clutch. It really does. The whole cooldown thing comes down, comes into play a lot. I ignore people who think Tomo or Merlin don't have uses. No shot. Those people don't know what they're talking about. Especially with Merlin. Like Tomo, I could kind of see it a little bit, but she's still really, really good. 1000%. Yeah, Tomo plus Castoria, really, really good team. Absolutely. The only caster that is bad is Geronimo. I mean, he's really bad. Yeah, his skills. Just why? Why is his skills like that? They did my man dirty. I mean, I'm not like a big fan of Geronimo or anything. I'm like sort of indifferent with him, but they definitely were not thinking when they made him, you know. Tomo's NP makes up for Castoria's misses. Exactly, yeah, heals and skill cooldowns, exactly. Like, they're both similar, but ultimately they have different niches as well. Buff Medea, please. I mean, I'm down with it. I love Medea. Both Medeas. I mean, Medea Lily's pretty good for a 4-star caster. So, buff normal Medea, though. Her damage is absolute dog water, but at the same time, she gets her NP really quick, thanks to her skills, so... I mean, it really does depend on what buff they give her. But I mean, lore-wise, I mean, I know she's a 3-star. But lore-wise, she's supposed to be one of the best, like, Age of the Gods mages out there. So, I think even Dr. Roman, who, if you know his true identity, he even complimented her, saying that she's one of the strongest mages in history. So she should get a buff for lore purposes. Make her NP charge targetable. That would already make her like extremely good. Just imagine that. Just 100% plus on whoever you choose. That'd be broken. But or an NP buff. NP buff would be great. Again, her damage is dog shit, so why not? Do something with that. Absolutely. Screw buffs, give her a 5-star version. Well, you know, Paul Bunyan just got a 5-star version, so I mean, you know, why not? Why not? You know what I'm saying? Why not? That is way too busted for well, you know, one could dream. One could dream. Yeah, Medea and Cersei do things other casters can't even dream of doing. Yeah, I mean, just get straight into NP and then single target damage. They don't have the highest damage, though. It's like their only drawback. But then you could just give them the Black Grail and they're gonna do decent. Absolutely. I mean, why not, man? I mean, maybe they could make it so like you have to be, you have to have completed, I don't know, Olympus in order to like access that interlude or something. That would be interesting. Yo, what's up there, beloved king? What's going on? How you been, man? How's the sister? How's the mother doing, man? How they doing? They still doing good? That's good to hear. If they're not doing good, then I'm sorry. I'm sorry for even asking. I hope they're doing all right, okay? I hope they are. Absolutely. By the way, again, I talked about this earlier, but does my audio sound okay? I know somebody already said the audio's fine, but I just want to get that out there because I got a new soundboard to sort of manipulate my audio a bit more conveniently. So hopefully it sounds good. Both doing good. How about you? I'm doing just fine. Everyone in the house doing just fine. Actually, to be honest, the past 2 weeks has been pretty rough. I've been like just in bed, like I'm like an overthinker. So for anyone that could kind of relate, it just kind of fucks around with you. But it'd be like that. Oh, so that's why you sound. Oh, thank you for saying that. Thank you for. I could do this now. Watch this. Watch this. With the press of a button. I could do this. I could also do this. Watch this. Penis. 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 I could do that. I'm not gonna keep doing it because I don't want to annoy you guys, but I just want to let you know I could do a couple things. I also have Ozzy's laugh. And I also have Gil's laugh. So I could play them both at the same time. I can do a lot of shit. But I'll save that for like other shit in the future. Absolutely. I was just playing around with it mainly. But yeah, penis. I could just say penis without actually saying it. Bro, I have had insane luck the past month. I got Gemini twins. Nice, Romulus. Holy shit, you got a lot of 5 stars, man. Goddamn. #1 twin. It sounds like you're the #1 Fate Grand Order player at the moment. And hopefully your luck stays afloat until Castor Arturia, because if you're not that lucky with Castor Arturia, then sheesh. That's actually so good. Yeah, it's pretty good, right? It's pretty good. It's pretty funny. You know what I mean? It's pretty funny. I also have this for when people want to talk about arcade. Yeah. Screw arcade, right? Screw arcade. Absolutely. Oh, you're gonna try for Voyager? Good luck. Good luck. We're just coming out really soon. Very, I want to say he's an underrated foreigner. He's certainly not the best foreigner, but in terms of quick teams, I could see him being pretty good. In farming, he could perform fairly well in farming, but in terms of longer battles, I think that's where he shines the most. So if you could get him, at least get him NP2 for more damage, because servants like him tend to struggle with damage. So at least getting him at NP2 would be great. Team him up with double Scotty, maybe a waiver in the back or something, and then you pretty much win. Pretty much. Absolutely. Yeah, he's not bad. He's alright. I like his sprite and his animations, I'll say that. I think if they give him some kind of a NP buff or skill buff, then he would be pretty good. Yo, what's up, John? What's up, John Smith? What's going on? What's going on, man? Hope they bring the color change to mobile. Oh yeah, like when I was watching the stream again the other night, I didn't even know they were gonna stream. That's why I didn't stream my reaction to it, if you guys were wondering. But when I was watching that and I saw that, like you could change like John's color palette to like 3 different color palettes, I was like, what? I was like, that could be a pretty cool feature in the mobile game. I don't like. Is there a reason they did that? They implemented that for John, and can you do that with other characters? I assume only with John though, because I didn't see any other characters get the color change, which is interesting. I wonder why they did that. But you know, you mentioned arcade or like insinuated arcade, so Yeah, gotta do that. Every time arcade's brought up, gotta bring the onore in, bro. We gotta do that. Imagine 10 summer servants though. Ooh. I mean, Musashi already has a 10, as well as a couple of other servants. I think Mordred does. At least in her final art, she has like a 10 going on, right? I don't have her, but I think she does have a 10. But that would be pretty cool. Prior test as arcade can do more models with being 3D. Fair enough. Very true. Yeah, I guess doing it over in the mobile game would be a bit much, because there's so many different things that they would have to edit. Like the actual Ascension arts would have to be, I guess, edited to match the skin tone. By the way, I don't know why I quit the battle. I'm still gonna farm this one. I just want him because he's adorable. Yeah, I really like Voyager too. Adorable little dude. I want him, Kazuya, Ibuki Doji. Dude, you want a lot that's coming out this year. I mean, your list is pretty much the same as mine. Well, besides Voyager, I gotta prioritize Cast Arteria, of course. Ibuki Doji, definitely end of the year goal right there. Summer Kiara, I 100% feel you on that. And definitely Himiko. I mean, Himiko is really good in a Castoria team, funny enough. Very good synergy with those two. And I guess you could put Merlin there as well. Yeah, Merlin, her, and Castoria, broken as far as a boss battle team. Mordred, yeah, BB has 10. BB has a 10 as well. Completely forgot about her when she's like the one with like a million costumes. So that makes sense. Absolutely. Imagine Gilgamesh with a 10. Like if they implemented it so you could do it with every like servant, you know, outside of like summer servants and outside of John. Imagine Gil with a 10. I don't know. He would basically look like a blonde Aussie, essentially. Yo, Ashia Doman is so tempting. I really want to go for him, just because of his character. Like gameplay wise, like he's good, but like you know, I could, you know, continue playing without him, but definitely want him because I just like his design and his character. But Ibuki Doji, man, that's like my end of the year goal right there. Most people are gonna skip out on her because you know, Muramasa's right there, like weeks after Ibuki comes out. So, and he's arguably the better, you know, saber between the two. But you know, they're both different. One is Arts, one is Buster. You know, but I gotta go for Ibuki, man. Absolutely. I'm usually lucky, God willing, with casters, so I'm hoping I get caster. Yeah, you got 100% have to get her. Yeah, you gotta knock on that wood, though. You gotta knock on that wood. I got all casters but Da Vinci and Murasaki. Oh, shit. It's pretty good, actually. A pretty good collection, I guess you could say. Yup. Yo with 10 would be the bad guy in Dojins. Oh, God, don't say that. Don't put that image in my head. I mean, he already got some flack a little bit. I think it was last year or 2 years ago when a certain Dojin came out. I'm not going to specify. You guys know what the fuck I'm talking about. If you know, you know. A certain Dojin came out where he did some questionable things to a certain kohai of ours, and a lot of people were really mad about it. And I was like, guys, it's just a Dojin. It's not real. It's not canon. Why are you guys losing your shit? But I remember like he was trending even I think on Twitter for a little bit because of that. And I was just like, what's going on? Oh, Van Gogh. Yeah, I gotta go for Van Gogh as well. I created a JP account a few weeks ago and got the chance to play around with Van Gogh. Yeah, no, Van Gogh's really, really fun to use. Really, really good servant. She essentially is like a quick version of Super Orion, but with like a little bit more going on. A lot more complex to use, for sure. Is there a mythological creature that you would want in FGO? I want a succubus-looking servant for years now. Succubus, yeah. Is it, well, no. Merlin's an incubus, right? So there's a difference. There's a difference between a succubus and incubus. Isn't Fairy Knight Tristan a succubus? I feel like she is, but I might be wrong. I don't think she is now that I think about it. But yeah, succubus I guess would be nice. A mythological creature. Fuck. Proto Merlin. That's true. I mean, she's not in the mobile game though, and you did mention arcade, so I gotta do the usual thing. Yeah, screw arcade. As far as a mythological, holy shit, never really thought about that. I was gonna say werewolf, but we kind of have that already. Lost Belt 6 spoilers, And then with kind of with Angermine, it kind of transforms into like this black wolf looking thing. Because we have like a lot of vampires. We have a shit ton of vampires. But do we have like a werewolf? You know what I mean? I don't think we do. We have like furry servants like Atalanta and shit, but we don't have like a straight up dude that transforms into a humanoid werewolf motherfucker. Besides, I guess, Asterisk, Angra Mainyu, and some Lost Belt 6 spoilers, but those are enemies. We don't get to control them. Some chupacabra shit, you know? I really want Ashia and Van Gogh. I hear that the two of them could actually work pretty well together because they both do shit with curse, so they could kind of synergize in some way. So I'm okay with waiting till next year for them. Does Van Gogh come next year? Or does she come back? I don't think she comes back next year. Ashia, I know, comes back. I don't know about Van Gogh though. I don't remember. Correct me if I'm wrong. Somebody correct me. Absolutely. Yeah, we need some succubus servants. For sure. Definitely for research purposes, not because we're horny. Who's your go-to servant this year? I mean, besides Caster Arturia, there's a lot of servants between Caster Arturia and Ibuki that I want, but Ibuki is like my main goal after Caster Arturia. Like if I fail to get Van Gogh, not the biggest L of my career, you know. I don't have Van Gogh in my main account in JP, so I certainly would not be too fussed about not getting her. Himiko would be a big blow because I found a couple of quests where having her was actually pretty useful. So not getting her would suck. Same thing with Summer Kiara, but Ibuki is just, yeah, she's gonna be my go-to saver. 1000% gonna be my go-to saver. I really like her. I can't wait for Ashia, so I'll get Van Gogh for sure. Hell yeah, dude. Absolutely. Because I think Ashia comes back next year for, I want to say the summer event. I'm pretty sure for the summer event. I want the 3 servants you're using right now. I mean, shit. Everybody's gonna want them by next year, you know what I'm saying? Merlin, Koinskaya, and Oberon. Those 3 probably in the top 5 lists for most people's goals for next year. I could see Melusine being in the top 5 for sure. Maybe Karen. But as far as the rest of the 5 stars that's coming out next year, I think, you know, Morgan's definitely up there. Koinskaya, Oberon, Melusine. Who would be like the 5th go-to servant of next year? I don't know. I mean, there's the Ushi, the Muramasa, I guess, you know, but he's like New Year, so I like to think he's more like 2022 since he comes out December 31st. But I guess Muramasa for next year would be in the top 5 for the most part, since a lot of people really like him. I want the foreigners now after learning more about H.P. Lovecraft. Oh yeah, that's very interesting. Like their backstories and the gods that they're, you know, associated with. Very interesting stuff to read about. That's why I love the foreigner class. I think they're my favorite extra class for sure. They're just the most interesting, the foreigners. Very interesting backstory and lore behind all of them. And I think, correct me if I'm wrong, I think H.P. Lovecraft, who was like the one who came up with these deities and whatnot, I think he said back in the day that anybody could take his work and it would be considered like canon. So if like, so I guess technically, basically what I'm trying to say is, I know that's kind of worded weirdly, but basically what he was trying to say is that like, if another writer or another work of fiction wants to implement his monsters or his lore into it and add on into the lore, then it's going to be considered, I guess, canon. So I guess technically, like, the H.P. Lovecraft stuff that's in Fate is technically canon to the actual lore, which is kind of cool when you think about it. I mean, the actual writer said that. The actual author said that. So, you know. Real question. When are we getting Agravain? I have no idea. Agravain, people have been waiting for him. I thought he was, personally, I thought he was going to come out at Lost Belt 6. But they said, fuck him. And they just brought back Tristan and a bunch of other Knights of the Round, and just not him. They just said, fuck him. But you know what? That's cool. I also want more fairies in the game. Yeah, that'd be cool, I guess. I mean, we got the Fairy King, kind of, Asterisk, but if, you know, Oberon's true identity, then not really, but that'd be cool. He'd be more likely a 5-star Berserker. I could see him being an Avenger too. Maybe an Avenger. But yeah, Berserker probably fits the best with Aggravating. Absolutely. But yeah, what's you guys' favorite class overall? Because obviously my favorite servant overall is Gilgamesh. That's like no questions asked. But as far as like favorite class, it's definitely for me Foreigners. I know Gilgamesh belongs in the Archer class, and you know, most people would just go with the class where their favorite servant is in. But you know, try to think less in that kind of light and just like overall, who's your favorite? Like which class is your favorite? Foreigners just landslide easy. I think Foreigners is first for me, and then second place maybe Avengers. Avengers are pretty interesting. I've always loved the Berserker class. Oh yeah, Berserker's, you know, pretty sick nasty. Yeah, Lancelot and Herc, hard carry. And there's a lot of good Berserkers, like Morgan, for example. Fan favorite, easy. Absolutely. I would go for Avengers since they have the most edgy designs. True, Edmund Dantes, one of the best designs of the game. I'm willing to die saying that. Love it. Love that class. Alter Ego. Alter Ego is pretty good. Yeah. I feel like a lot of people like the extra classes just in general. I guess favorite of the 7 main classes. I guess if I were to narrow it down to just the 7 standard classes, I would probably go either casters or archers. Not because of Gilgamesh, because he's in both classes, but I just like you know, the idea of casting magic or attacking people from the far. That's shit I would do, you know. I'm definitely not a close range fighter, so I could see myself fucking around with a caster or an archer in the actual Holy Grail war setting for sure. It's not necessarily that I have a favorite class, it's what class allows a potential servant to do. Okay, fair enough. Yes, a Fate fan. I hope 6.5 would be in Area 51. Oh yeah, Area 51, that is a thing in the story. That is a thing in the story. I wonder what they're gonna do with that. Like, what's gonna be revealed? Like, what's the whole deal with Area 51 in the Nasuverse? Because obviously in real life, you know, Area 51 is like shrouded in mystery. And the only people that know what's going on in Area 51 are like the higher ups in like the government. So I'm curious what the whole twist will be with, you know, Nasuverse Area 51. Assassins, you have horrible luck with assassins. Damn, Daniel. I think the class I have the worst luck with, outside of extra classes, because extra classes we don't really see them too often, so I'm not even gonna count them. The class I have the worst luck with, I want to say riders, but I think I have decent luck all around with every class. Every standard class. Whatever happened to raiding Area 51. I remember that was like a big thing, what, 3 years ago? Was it 2019 or 2018? And then people were like live streaming like a couple of miles outside of Area 51 and shit. And I was just like, what the fuck? And the only thing that happened out of that was like people just started partying and drinking like a couple of miles outside of Area 51. They never actually, you know, went up to the gates or anything. Because if you get too close to it, you're gonna get, you know, shot. At the very least, you're gonna get arrested, but they got like snipers and like drones and shit that, you know, you're not supposed to be there. You know? Yeah, they just went near it. It wasn't an actual raid. Imagine if it was an actual raid, how catastrophic it would have actually been. It would have been one of the worst, like one of the dumbest moments in human history. And we're a dumbass species. So that's saying a lot. You know, that's saying a lot. There's a lot of dumb humans out there, so I would not have been surprised if something crazy would have happened. Good thing it didn't, but, you know, still, would not have been surprised. Call it a stretch, but I really want all the foreigners. Yeah, it's not really that much of a stretch. There's just not too many foreigners out there. I mean, it's the benefit of being an extra class servant, where you don't really have a lot of members to your class, I guess, so to speak. Like, I think right now in NA, I have all the foreigners so far. Once Voyager comes out there, that's gonna end my streak, I guess you could call it. But I definitely want all the foreigners that are associated with the HP Lovecraftian outer gods. So obviously, when Van Gogh comes out, want to get her. When Jack Dermolay comes out, want to get her as well. I think that's all the Lovecraftian foreigners so far. That's gonna come out. I guess Summer Abby as well, but I already had normal Abby. I'm not gonna count her, but I'm definitely gonna try for that banner, mainly for Saber Tomoe Gozen though. People did actually try to go in and they were caught and thrown in jail for... Oh, really? I guess it must have been like a very small number of people, because I'm thinking if it was like hundreds of, maybe even like thousands of people tried going to Area 51 like all in unison, it would have been a massacre. Easily would have been a massacre. If it was like let's say 5-10 people, maybe as far as like 20 people approaching Area 51, then yeah, they're probably just gonna get arrested. But it was like a whole like crowd of people, 1000%. They would have shot a warning shot and like turn back now or else. And if people didn't turn back, GG, bruh. Dang it, you missed my comment. Well, I could always read back up. For all we know, the alien god is hiding there in our world, and we're soon to be proven as lost belt. Ooh, true. That could be a thing. That's definitely a theory. I remember reading a theory that the alien god actually has like a friend, like a fellow alien, I guess you could say, the same species that is like being held in Area 51, and that's why the alien god didn't destroy it, because she's trying to save the specimen, or to save her friend, I guess you could say. That was a theory that I remember reading like last year or something. So there's certainly a lot, like it definitely has something to do with her. We just don't know to what extent as of this moment. Would you rather live in the FGO world where you get erased every year, or would you rather live in the Notes timeline where plants wanted See, the Notes timeline, to my understanding, and I have a very limited understanding on that. If you don't know what Notes is, it's another Nasuverse. It's like a short story. You know, it's not a full-blown series like Fate or like Kara no Kyokai or anything, but it's like a shorter story. And the basic premise of it is it's like in a post-apocalyptic kind of world. And I would not want to live in any kind of post-apocalyptic world. So I'd rather live in the FGO world, you know what I mean? Like, at least I have my servants to keep me company, and a lovely Kohai, as well as like a team of Chaldeans to, you know, to fuck with. Not literally, but you know, if they're down, you know, I'm down. Whereas the Notes timeline is just constant fear of getting fucked up, you know? Just endless like fear. What has Arcade done again? Arcade has existed. That's what Arcade has done. That's why Arcade could honestly eat my ass. And since you mentioned Arcade, I gotta press the Arcade button. Yeah, screw Arcade. Screw Arcade, am I right, guys? I have all Avengers now thanks to Nobunaga. Nice. Nobunaga's a decent servant. Not the best, but you know, very great design. That's definitely her best quality for sure. So I feel like I get Summer Kama. Summer Kama is just a godsend. I love her so much. Oh yeah, and Ushiwaka next year. That's true. Avenger Ushiwaka. I don't know if I'm gonna go for her next year. I know I tried really hard for her last year in JP, but over in NA I might just bite the bullet and just save, because next year there's so many great servants. After we get through Karen, it's a couple of dead months, arguably, and then we get to like the Lost Belt 6 stuff. That's when shit gets crazy. Then we got the summer banners, we got Oberon, we got just a whole bunch of other stuff going on in the second half of next year. To where I don't know if I want to go for any of the, you know, beginning year servants like Muramasa, Ushiwaka. I think Karen I'll probably go for when she reruns in NA, but for first banner I probably won't go for her. I'll definitely think about it, 1000%. Ushiwaka Avenger would be a perfect addition to Demon Slayer. You know, she'd probably like kill everybody in that series, to be honest. Most servants that are fighters are probably gonna annihilate everyone in Demon Slayer. I don't mean to shit on Demon Slayer's throat, But I mean, let's be honest. You throw Gilgamesh in there, for example, he's killing everybody. Nobody's living. Nobody's living. Okay, so I'm not on LB 7 because I'm on NA. I mean, Last Bolt 7 hasn't came out yet, so. But I am caught up with the fact that it's South America. Do you think we'll get a male Ketsu? Ooh! I don't know about a male Kets. We're probably gonna get more Mesoamerican and South American characters and deities. I think Kets will probably come back in the story. I just don't think we're gonna get a male version of her. If we might get a different version of her, I don't know about male though. I'm just hoping for other. You know, actually, what I'm hoping for, Kets animation update. That'd be great. Maybe even a buff. Morgan OST good? Oh yeah, 100%. I was actually like looking through the OST earlier this week or last week, and I think Morgan's theme is probably her NP theme specifically. Her NP theme is probably the best theme out of all of the NP themes out there in Grand Order. Because if you listen to it, I like Square Enix games specifically for their music. So like Final Fantasy music, Kingdom Hearts music, and just the whole shebang. Love it. And I think Morgan's theme really reminds me of like Kingdom Hearts and Final Fantasy. So I just, as soon as I hear violins and pianos with like an orchestra in the background, forget about it. Forget about it. Best OST, 1000%. Like you don't really hear it with Morgan's Noble Phantasm, but if you look at it, look for it on YouTube and listen to it. Top tier, EX tier. I think her theme, her NP theme, and Oberon's battle theme, forget about it. Absolutely. I think Oberon's battle theme is the best Lost Belt song so far. I think. Like Lost Belt battle theme. FGO OST is underrated. Oh, I agree. I mean, a lot of it is like remixes from like Stay Night, for the visual novel, I should say. Extra and other Fate works, but there's a lot of original stuff in here, particularly the Lost Belt stuff that are really good. I think a lot of the Arc 1 themes are just remixes of other songs from other Fate stuff, but the Lost Belt stuff have been pretty good. Pretty good battle music. Like epic shit. The best one for me is the LB6 fight theme and Morgan boss theme. Yeah, no, they're like the Lost Belt 6 absolutely killed it with the music. Absolutely killed it. For me, it's the Oberon theme that just like slaps everyone else's themes. As far as like boss fights in the Lost Belt arc. I think Tiamat's theme and both of Goetia's battle themes at Solomon Singularity. I think those themes are probably my favorite ones from the Singularity Incineration of Humanity arc. But as far as Lost Belt stuff, Oberon, easy. Yeah, the Grand Battle versus Tiamat. Very good. I don't know why I like her theme so much. I like Kama and Kiara theme. Kiara's theme I like Kiara's theme, but that's from Extra, or I guess Extra CCC. I don't know about Kama's theme. I remember giving it a listen and I was like, that's it. I feel like it's just a lot of build up into nothing. I mean, that's just my opinion. It's not as, I guess, hype. And it doesn't really sound like a battle theme, you know? That's just my opinion. Babylon OSC is my favorite. I mean, shit. Same, to be honest, same. I agree. Yeah, the OC in the anime. Yeah, no, absolutely. And I like how a lot of the themes were remixed in the Solomon movie. I was just like, yo, nostalgia, even though it's only been a year and a half since Babylonia. I feel nostalgic right now. Camelot piano, so good. Oh yeah, fucking speaking of Camelot, fucking Arturia's theme or like Rongo Miniato's theme. That whole the battle theme and like the cutscene theme. Just her theme overall is pretty good. Listen to Abyss of Decadence from the Tokugawa event. That's why I like it so much. Okay, I'll definitely check that out if I remember, Josie. Absolutely. I just like themes that just like remind me of like my childhood as far as like games I used to play a lot. Again, the Final Fantasy games, Kingdom Hearts, even Monster Hunter. Like Monster Hunter has some pretty good epic fight themes. That a lot of my taste in music as far as like video games go, like I could attribute from those type of games. That's why when I play Grand Order and I hear a theme that like reminds me of my childhood, I'm just like, yo, pretty good. It's Kiara's theme in the trailer. Oh, okay. It's the preview theme from the what event was that? The Oku event? You said Tokugawa event, so I'm not. Yeah, I think yeah, the Oku event, the Kama event, so to speak. Yeah, I've listened to that song. I have. It's been a while though, so I can't really give my opinion. But yeah, I remember liking it. I guess it's what I used to summon her and Kama. Yeah, speaking of her and Kama, they're coming back sometime next month, I think, because it's next month is June and then July. So yeah, June should be when Kama. It might actually happen after 5th anniversary. I don't know. Favorite OST outside of Just X as far as Fate stuff go, ooh. I mean, I guess technically Kiara's theme, but I don't know if it's my number one. Iskandar's theme, I forget what it's called, but Iskandar's theme from Fate Zero when he was like charging towards Gilgamesh. It's like an inspiring theme. It's pretty good. So I would put that up there. What else? I want to say, is it called Cosmic Power, like Gilgamesh's theme from Fate Extra? That's pretty good. I don't know if I have like a favorite. I just have some that like I really like. So those would like, I mean, all the Emiya themes are pretty good. Yeah, the Emiya themes are pretty top tier. Even though they all pretty much sound the same, just like, you know, slightly remixed or like one added instrument or something. But I mean, again, it has like the whole piano thing going on, and like I said earlier, if you have pianos, violins, and or an orchestra behind it, bro, like game over. Game over. Absolutely. I love piano themes, so I love Rin's little themes. It's so good. From Unlimited Blade Works, I think. Yeah, pretty good theme though. He knew he wasn't gonna win against Gil, but he died valiantly. Yeah, no, it's such a good song because it just brings you back to that moment. You know, it's like embedded and associated with that scene, and that scene is probably in the, like the top 5 best Fate Zero, like I guess quote unquote fights. It wasn't really a fight, let's be honest, but like that moment was just like really good. That whole episode. Yu-Gi-Oh has, in my opinion, some of the best OST. The original Yu-Gi-Oh series, the Japanese, specifically, the Japanese dub. I mean, I mainly watched the English dub as a kid, but the Japanese dub OST is like Passionate Duelist. I think that's what it's called. Yugi's theme. Very good theme. Very good theme. Kind of wish it was in the English dub, but you know, we didn't get that. We had our own OST going on, which it wasn't that bad. Like Kaiba's theme in the English dub, like that's still a bop to this day. Easy bop. Ishtar theme, Babylonia on show is what I used to summon her. Which one is her theme? I don't remember. Watch Ruby. Their soundtrack is amazing. Speaking of Ruby, I watched I think season 1 and 2 of Ruby, and then I don't know why I fell off. At some point I fell off, but they're gonna have like an actual legitimate anime, right? I mean, I'm not saying that what they made so far isn't legitimate anime. It is, but they're gonna have an anime animated by what was that studio called? Fuck. Same studio that did the Madoka series, the Monogatari series. Why am I not remembering the name? They're like known for breaking their necks. Like they do the whole neck tilt thing. Someone's gonna say it, and then I'm gonna be like, I don't know how I just don't remember that studio's name. But yeah, the Ruby's gonna have like an anime. It's gonna be animated by a legitimate studio. Shaft, yeah, okay. Soul Spirit. I knew you were here. I knew you were gonna say it. I don't know why I didn't remember. After all, I have my own Shaft, if you know what I mean. But You know, it makes sense. It makes sense. I don't have the best memory in the world. It's the Egyptian theme on Ishtar. Are we still talking about Yu-Gi-Oh? Oh, okay. Yeah, Babylonia. Oh, it's the one that kind of sounds Egyptian. I think I know which thing you're talking about. Absolutely. Absolutely. Yeah, it's not like I didn't like Ruby, by the way. When I dropped it, it's just this happens a lot with a lot of shows I watch. I watch it, I enjoy it, but for some reason, once I stop, I like that momentum is killed, and then I just stop watching. I'm a momentum type of guy. Once you get me going, I go pretty far, but once you stop me, I don't want to continue. I don't know why. I just get demotivated. I would say that's like my biggest, I guess, flaw as a person. Is that once I stop, it's hard for me to start again. You know what I mean? So I gotta keep going, basically. Yeah, it's been like 3-4 years since I watched a single thing of Ruby. I don't even remember what was the last thing that happened when I stopped. Actually, no, I do remember. I'm not gonna say it though, because it's kind of spoilers. But yeah, I didn't care for Ruby. Tried it, and even before the background drama, it bored me. Oh, well, damn. I think it was alright. I think the beginning part is a little bit like borderline cringe. I'm not gonna lie. A lot of the beginning stuff is borderline cringe, but once you get to like the serious bits, and once you get to like the big lore and like the backstory of a lot of characters, that's when it gets really good. At least in my opinion. A lot of the beginning stuff is just like, I can live without this. Absolutely. Catch up, you won't regret it. I'm definitely a shipper of Black Sun. Sorry to Bumblebee, but it is what it is. Who the fuck is Black Sun? It'd be like that though. Favorite FGO scene? Ooh. So many though. There's like so many like pretty good scenes. Are you talking about the game or the anime? The anime, like Babylonia, for example. I mean, I'm just gonna be biased and say Gilgamesh using Aya, blowing my ears out. Very good. Scene if you want to go deaf. But as far as like in the game, it definitely has to be one of the Lost Belt stuff. I have to think about that though. I don't know. I guess I'm gonna divide it between Arc 1, Epic of Remnant, and Lost Belt, because otherwise it's just way too much going on. Arc 1, basically the first 7 singularities plus Solomon. Probably the part when all the servants gather up to fight in Solomon. I think that was done better in the game than... I mean, a lot of stuff was done better in the game than in the movie. But I think the movie captured the essence of it. But I think, like, overall, the game did it better. And that would probably be my favorite scene. Just seeing all the servants from all the past singularities come in on some endgame level shit. That shit's epic as fuck. Especially if you read most, if not all, the cutscenes from all the singularities and you're like, attached to them. That shit's badass. Epic of Remnant. Epic of Remnant, which is... Oh, man. It's okay. It definitely has to be between a scene in Shimosa and Salem, since those are my 2 favorite remnants. Probably when... I mean, spoilers kind of, when Musashi and Kojiro fight each other at the end of Shimosa. I think that shit's just epic. Just that whole chapter, though. That whole chapter is kind of a build up to that moment, kind of. So it's like the reward you get for reading through it, and then you get to that part. That shit's pretty good. As far as Lost Belts go, man, fuck. That's when it gets kind of hard, because the Lost Belts aren't even done yet. So my opinion could change later. Oh shit. I'm not gonna spoil it, but I think for the Lost Belts, ooh, fuck. That's so hard. That's honestly so fucking hard. That's so hard. I'm not gonna lie. That is like harder than my dick right now. I'm gonna ask you guys, what's your favorite Lost Belt scene, and then maybe you guys will jog my memory and like make me Super Karna versus Guard. No, that's good. That's probably like in my top favorite fights. For sure. I don't know if it's my favorite scene though. I like the fight though overall, but I don't know if it's my favorite scene. LB4 Rama was better than Karna. Ooh, that's a hot take. That's a hot take. I don't know about that. I feel like Rama, for the most part, and this is my hot take, he was done dirty both in America and in Lost Belt 4. In America, he was like hella nerfed because by the time we met up with him, he was hella injured and he couldn't show off like most of his power. And then at Lost Belt 4, how did he get? He got nerfed again somehow there, I think, right? He got a curse put on him. I think that's what happened. I don't remember the exact context. But like I feel like he do him dirty all the fucking time. It's like he's supposed to be one of the strongest. He's supposed to be up there with like Karna and Arjuna. But he always gets fucking nerfed. It's like, dude, what the fuck? And then Karna obviously takes over in Lost Belt 4. So he's like the main person people think about. Besides, of course, God Juna. I love Ozymandias' theme in the show. I don't care. Oh, in the movie, when he uses Noble Phantasm, that was pretty cool. Like his whole theme and shit. Pretty cool. Before he was a man, Rama cursed himself to save Ash. He was Chad. Oh, okay, yeah, that did happen, huh? Yeah, I guess. I don't know why. I feel like maybe I gotta reread it. I didn't get the impression that he was that, I guess, OP in Lost Belt 4, but I don't know. The most dirtiest thing that they have done to Rama is when they release Sita and Arc. Yeah, true. His wife, him and his wife are just destined never to reunite. Is Rama in Arcade, by the way? I don't know all the playable characters in Arcade. But is he in Arcade? Because that would be funny if he's just not in there, but then Sita's there. I love Orion's scene. Oh yeah, no, that's good. Orion and Super Orion specifically in Lost Belt 5 Part 1. Rama's not there? Okay, I thought so. By the way, you mentioned Arcade, so... Yeah, screw Arcade. Okay, but... Yeah, the Onore button. I gotta do it, yeah. Absolutely. Man. Rama was our guy. He was winning battles and even convinced Ash to join. That happened? Oh my, I gotta reread Lost Belt 4 now. What the fuck? I don't remember much from it. I remember really liking it. My memory escapes me. Can you rank the Lost Belts you like so far? Okay, so far in NA. I'm not gonna include Lost Belt 6 or like Lost Belt 5.5. I'm not gonna include that. Because that's not fair. For me, from least favorite to most favorite, I'm gonna do that. And by the way, my least favorite, I like all of them, by the way. I think I like them all. It's just like certain things I like more, or certain Lost Belts I like more than others, you know? So I don't want people to get the wrong impression that I highly dislike my least favorite one. I like it. It's just not my favorite. I think, and this is a hot take, because I know a lot of people love Lost Belt 3. Granted, a lot of people like all the Lost Belts in total. But I think Lost Belt 3 is the weakest one for me. It's easily the weakest one. Least favorite was China. Yeah, exactly. It's easily my least favorite. Because the thing that Lost Belt 1 and Lost Belt 2 established that made it so good, I guess, and like you're attached to the characters and like the Lost Belt as a whole, is like they introduce a NPC character that you get to know, you get attached to, you know, you travel with. For Lost Belt 1, it was Patchy. For Lost Belt 2, it was Gerda. And then Lost Belt 3 didn't really do that. Like I didn't care. I didn't care about obliterating the Lost Belt at all. I didn't care that everyone was gonna die. You know what I mean? It was like, okay, I beat this Lost Belt. Don't really care. And even with the whole, like, people mainly like it because of Emperor Qin, Shi Huangdi, Consort Yu, and I guess Zhang Yu, but mainly for his wife, not really for him. But that's the main reason people like Lost Belt 3. But I don't know, the fact that you could summon all of them, I don't have an emotional attachment to anything that happened in Lost Belt 3 for me. So that's why it's my least favorite. After that, this is when it gets kind of hard because all of them are Man, I don't. Fuck, dude. Lost Belt 3 is easy, least favorite, but what's the one that comes after? Okay, I think my opinion has changed over the past couple of months. But while I will say that Gajuna versus Super Karna is like probably my top 5 favorite fights as far as the Lost Belts go, I think overall, oh no, okay, I was gonna say Lost Belt 4, but now that I think about it, what was the girl's name that we meet there? Asha? I think that was her name? Okay, Asha. Asha FGO. Okay, that was her name. Okay. I now that I remember her, I'm like, oh fuck, never mind. I'm gonna say Lost Belt. Lost Belt 2? I'm gonna say Lost Belt 2. Fuck, it's like really hard for me to decide after Lost Belt 3. Okay, so I'm gonna say Lost Belt 3, 2, I think 4, 1? No, actually, no. 5 part 1, Lost Belt 5 part 1, then Lost Belt 1, then Lost Belt 5.2 will be my favorite. Because Lost Belt part 1 and like Atlantis and Olympus, yeah, they're in the same overall story, but they're separated into 2 separate chapters, so that's how I'm gonna rank them as well. Because I really like, because Lost Belt 1 to me just trumps Atlantis just because of patch sheet. That's it. Everything else, like, I mean, maybe they're tied. Okay, I'm gonna say this: Lost Belt 5 Part 1 and Lost Belt 1 are tied, easy tie. Then Lost Belt 5 Part 2, top tier. So that's my rankings. I'm sorry if I was like all over the place. So Lost Belt 3, easy bottom tier. Then I think I said Lost Belt 2, then 4, then Atlantis and Anastasia are together, tied, and then Olympus all the way on the top. I think that's how I would rank it. I think. So now I get to read you guys' opinions. His favorite was China. Yeah, I agree. It's the most easiest to accept out of the story. That's what I'm saying. Lost Belt 3 was like, I had no attachment to anybody there. So like I was cool with killing everyone. As fucked up as that sounds, I was cool with it. In the trailer, I didn't know what it was. Gerda and Asha running in the second opening of the Lost Belt arc, I know what you're talking about. Where it shows, I think, female Fujimaru or Gudako looking into the hallway, and then she sees like not aberrations, like representations or like ghosts of them like running through the hallway. That's like, dude, hits the feels, bro. Hits the feels for sure. Absolutely. 1 and 5 were the only ones who did a story without extra fluff. Yeah. 1 did a good job of establishing the tone of the overall arc, whereas like 5 just like, because I guess technically Lost Belt 1 through 5, and then everything that comes after 5 technically is, how do I explain this? Because after Lost Belt 5, we kind of get a better idea of what we're doing and who the main enemy is. So they're kind of like, I don't even know what I'm trying to say anymore, but I'm just like all over the place. Because I'm like still thinking about the rankings in my head. I'm like, is that the correct ranking? I'm not sure. Asha was cool, but Cosmic Horror losing her family messed me up. Oh shit, I guess it'd be like that. Yeah, no, Lost Belt 4, like Asha's whole thing with her family, I was just like, this is fucked up. This is messed up. And when you get to the end, and then you tell her about everything, and then she's like going to bed, I was just like, bro, like, what are they doing? He didn't even give Boy a name. Yeah, from Lost Belt 3, right? Yeah, that's like, and he didn't even do anything. All he was doing was like learning how to write poetry, right? I was just like, I get what they're trying to do, but I don't give a fuck, dude. Lost Belt 2 was my favorite. Lost Belt 3 was my least damn. Can't. Okay, well, shit. Absolutely. I love Lost Belt 1 favorite servants, Atlanta, Anastasia, and Beowulf. I like Billy the Kid, actually, from Lost Belt 1. Favorite crypter so far, Kadok. Loved the challenges, loved it. Yeah, no, I agree. Absolutely. I can't type either. My phone be messing up like the fuck. I'm sorry, number one. I am so sorry. I like how most people agree that Lost Belt 5 is probably in like the top though. By the way, Ivan, when you said Gerda was boring, I was just like, I mean, you know, I guess it's okay to have wrong opinions. It's okay. Nah, I see what you're trying to say, but I didn't find her boring. I guess it's because like I have a thing. Okay, I was gonna say something kind of weird, but I have a soft spot. I'll say that. I have a soft spot for like lolly characters. So I was just like, oh, okay, we got a cute little lolly just like chilling with us. And then when we get to the end of Lost Belt, I'm just like, yeah, it's fucked up. But you know, it'd be like that. I think the reason why LB5 and 3 NPC are boring. LB5? LB5 part 1. I hope you're talking about part 1, not part 2, because Macarius and Adele were like pretty good NPCs. But yeah, part 1 Atlantis didn't have really memorable NPCs, but they made up for that by making like the actual servants good, you know what I mean? Like Super Orion's whole journey, Jason's character arc. I think Jason probably had the best character arc in Lost Belt 5, in my opinion. You could make the argument with Super Orion, but I think Jason just went a long way from being the asshole from Okeanos to being like arguably the hero in Lost Belt 5. I think the only character or the only servant that was like kind of like could have lived without him was Bartholomew. Bartholomew was just like, he was just there thirsting the entire time, like, oh, girls with hair over their eyes, like that's my shit. And I'm just like, I don't care. What's the purpose of your character besides being thirsty, you know? Whereas Jason, you know, he had funny moments too. Charlotte, actually, I forgot about. Why did I forget about Charlotte? Never mind. Charlotte and Jason, best fucking character development throughout Lost Belt 5. Easy. Who's the Horror Babylon? Why did I just get a random notification that Arcade got a new character? Well, she was introduced a couple months ago already, so she is beast number 6, I think. She's beast number 6 and the quote-unquote true form of Nerocladius. And by the way, since you mentioned Arcade, I gotta press the Arcade button. Because Arcade, you know, just screw Arcade. Jason was always cool. I mean, I like asshole characters to a certain extent, I agree. But I think in Okeanos, he was like definitely a one-dimensional character. You know, he was just a dick that was kind of sexist. Well, not kind of, but he was. Like a coward, whereas in Lost Belt 5 he was still a coward and still a dick, but he had layers to him now, you know? Whereas Okeanos, he didn't really have layers to him. See, this is why we come on, because we don't know anyone else who plays FGO. So me and my twin, Wachi. Oh, yeah. Okay, that's why you're named number 1 twin. Okay, so is your twin number 2 twin? Is that what's going on here? I see, I smell it. Shout out to all the twins out there. Probably not a lot of twins that watch me, but at least I know at least one twin does. Or I guess one pair of twins watch me. There you go. Okay. I can give FGO this about NPCs. When they want you to care, they make you care. Yeah, no, exactly. That's why I say Lost Belt 3 failed in making me care. Lost Belt 5 Part 1 Atlantis didn't really have NPCs that I gave a fuck about, but the servants had very good development. That's why I was cool with it. And then Lost Belt 5 Part 2 Olympus, they brought back the NPC you know, characters. Only Patchy and Adele and Macarius, the rest of the NPCs were boring, especially Lost Belt 6. I actually don't know much about Lost Belt 6's NPCs, but I mean, I hear Lost Belt 6 is a killer, so I think they probably pulled a Lost Belt. I keep saying Lost Belt, like how many times have I said Lost Belt? A million times. I feel like Atlantis, the Lost Belt 6 pulled in Atlantis, where they made the servants character development really good. I like that FGO is the only gacha game where NPC citizens are not fodder and are actually something. Well, it's funny that you say that, because I mean, in the beginning, like the first 7 singularities, the NPCs there were largely forgettable. Like arguably the only NPCs that were important, I guess you could say, were Siduri from Babylonia. I guess Agravain technically from Camelot, but he's kind of a servant too. He's just not released as a playable servant. And I guess the boy that lost his mom in Camelot as well. I guess he was somewhat important. I mean, Olga, kind of, but she's kind of back a little bit. Yeah, Rashid, yeah, from Camelot. Otherwise, like the first 5 singularities plus Fuyuki did not really have anybody like, you know, important. I guess Olga a little bit. The more I say Olga, the more I'm like, I hope my dog isn't coming, because I have a dog named Olga. We named her after Olga Marie, obviously. Hopefully she's not hearing me right now and wondering why I'm calling her. I'm not calling her, but yeah, it'd be like that. Shout out to Olga. They were all dead in Fuyuki. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. They were already dead, so. Oh, I guess Dr. Roman, yeah, but he was like... I mean, are we going to count him as an NPC? I guess he is a non-playable character, so I guess technically, yeah. I guess, yeah. But he was there throughout the entire thing, so he kind of cheated with that. Hey, what's up? I miss anything amazing? Not too much! Besides the fact that I got a soundboard that I could do shit like this now with. I could also do Gil's laugh. And I've been pressing this every time we talk about arcade. I also got the How How button for Yanguifei, so I don't have any use for the How How button, but just want to press it every now and then, I guess. Da Vinci's the NPC if you don't summon her. Big brain. Well, every servant is a NPC if you don't summon them, except for Mash. He's the only one that's like always gonna be in the game, no matter what. Now do both. That's true. I could do both. I could do both. I don't know if I hope it's not too loud. If it's too loud, like the samples, that's what they're called, like the audio samples. If it's too loud, like Gil's laughing and shit, just let me know. Anything Shuten or Kama related on the soundboard? Not yet. I kind of just got it. I mean, I got it like a week and a half ago, 2 weeks ago. But I'm just playing around with it for the most part. Bruh, so for some reason, I thought LB1 and 2 were the same. No wonder it drew. Yeah, I remember back then, especially when NA like didn't get to the Lost Belts yet, I used to confuse Lost Belt 1 and 2 so much. I think it has a lot to do with the fact that they both take place in like very cold areas. So I don't know why I just associate them both together. But they're both totally fucking different. Besides the fact that they both take place in cold areas. Let's talk about Rie Tanaka's laugh. It's how I recognize it's Sissio and Kiara's voice. I mean, she has a very distinguishable voice for sure. It's everyone's favorite anime of Fate. Mine are K and K. Well, Kanano Kirikai is Natsuverse, so I see what you're saying. UBW 0. So basically, most of them. almost all of them. Except for the original Studio Dean and... What else did you not say? I guess Last Encore, Apocrypha. I guess that's not most of them then. I mean, it kind of is. Never mind. I mean, my number one favorite, because I'm biased, Babylonia. Easy. It doesn't have the... It certainly isn't the best as far as animation, or you can make the argument it's not the best in terms of writing when compared to something like Zero. But I don't, you know, Gilgamesh as one of the main characters, bro. Like, come on, no shot, no shot. So I'm gonna say Babylonia is my favorite, and then Zero. I think Zero is probably my second favorite. It would be Babylonia, Zero. I think Heaven's Feel. Heaven's Feel and Unlimited Blade Works kind of tied for me. I know most people prefer Unlimited Blade Works over Heaven's Feel, and I've heard the argument a million times. I like Heaven's Feel. That's just my taste. So I'll make them tied for now. And then after that, I think my least favorite is definitely Last Encore. I did not understand what the fuck was going on the entire fucking time. So it's just down there because I just didn't understand what was going on. And I guess after that would be Apocrypha probably. Apocrypha had like good moments. And like a lot of the characters are pretty cool, but for the most part the story kind of fell flat. It's like average to me. It's like an average everyday anime, you know? It doesn't feel like a Fate anime because it's like it doesn't have that great of a story. At least the anime doesn't. I think the light novel does it more justice. Oh, I didn't even think about Fate Ilia. Never mind. Holy shit. I know a lot of people don't like Fate Ilia, but Man, that shit's really good, especially like the latest seasons. Yeah, no, Fate Ilia. Okay, so it would be Babylonia, Fate Zero, Heaven's Field / UBW. Then I think Fate Ilia is probably up there. Oh yeah. I have this Brown or Advocate Brown. That's how they pronounce it in the show. Yeah, he had a very good character redemption in Lost But One. So if you don't remember him from Apocrypha, he was the golem maker, and he's the one that fucked up his master to complete his golem. He comes back in Lost But One, and he has very good character development. Did you mention Khalid? Also Miiverse with Archer Shiro's God. I agree, Gregory. Absolutely. Yeah, when Fate, because the thing about Fate Ilia, people associate it with its lewd, etchy scenes with lollies, which I can understand why that would throw people off and make people think it's just one of those weird lolly animes, and it kind of is at some parts, but when it gets good, it gets really good. It's up there for sure. Yeah, no, I'm caught up with the manga. It's like one of the few mangas I've ever read, to be honest. Manga is darker than Heaven's Feel and made me care for one over the world story. You know, I don't know if it's necessarily darker than Heaven's Feel, because Heaven's Feel like introduces very, very serious and dark themes. I'm not gonna say them because, you know, they're pretty serious, you know. I'll just say Shinji and Sakura. I'll just say that. You guys know what I'm talking about. Whereas I think, I don't know if it's been a while since I read the manga. I think the latest chapter came out like a month ago, but I don't remember the Ilia anime having, or the Ilia series having anything that dark. It gets really serious, I'll say that much. But I don't know if it's like necessarily dark. Yeah, the manga isn't nearly as deep. Like the anime, 1000%. Like all the budget goes to the kissing scenes easily. But there's like what, 3-4 kissing scenes where like they zoom in on the lips and you can see the saliva and shit. Like that sounds like a lot, but it really isn't that much. Absolutely. Especially what Chloe did to herself. Are you talking about what she did in the latest arc, I guess? The latest arc? Yeah, no. That shit's getting real, and I have no idea where the story's going at this point. Absolutely. Emiliano, what's up, man? Or woman? I have no idea. Hello. Favorite fight, though, definitely Alter Saber and Berserker. I think it's that and Rider versus Saber Alter, probably like the pinnacle of Fate fights. Maybe the pinnacle of like UFO table fights. I don't care what anyone says about Demon Slayer. Like Demon Slayer is good, it looks good, but I mean, the entire Saber versus Berserker fight has more budget than the entirety of Demon Slayer season 1 and 2. Don't even fight me. Don't even fight, including Mugen. Include Saber Alter versus Berserker just takes a shit on Demon Slayer. My opinion, if you disagree, whatever, fuck you. It is what it is. But as far as like personally my favorite fight scenes, I think everyone versus Tiamat, or everybody banding together to fight the demon gods in the Solomon movie. It's just epic. It's nostalgic for me. You know, you say that about Demon Slayer Season 1. I actually prefer Demon Slayer Season 1 over Season 2. I feel like Season 2, especially towards the end, like it looked nice, but they dragged out the final fight like way too long. Like it's like 5 episodes of straight fighting, which is good if you just want to see flashy lights and shit and cool animation, but it's like they literally fought for 5 episodes or something, like 4 or so episodes. It's like, why? Whereas like Saber Alter and Berserker, yeah, it was in a movie, so it's, of course it's gonna be shorter. There was like barely or no dialogue at all between the two. One, because obviously Hercules doesn't really talk, and 2, Saber Alter doesn't really give a fuck about talking to him. So it was just a straight out brawl, which how many anime does that? How many anime does that? Like name another anime that does that, or name 5 anime. Let's say 5 anime where they have a fight where nobody talks for a couple of minutes and they just let the fighting do the talking. Like honestly. And I'm talking about like a good fight, like a really good fight. Because a lot of anime like to, like, you know, one guy throws a punch, inner monologue. How did he block my punch? How was he able to do that? Nobody has ever blocked my punch before. And then the other guy, like, uppercuts the other guy. He's like, huh, it seems that you've underestimated me. It's like, shut the fuck up and just fight. Like, I don't care. I don't care. Just show me the fight. You know what I mean? And I feel like a lot of shows just do that shit. And I get it. It's for storytelling and shit. And that's kind of, that's the beauty of anime, you know? Like, they have those inner monologues and shit. But, you know, sometimes I just want to see a good brawl. Sometimes I just want to see a good fight. What is your opinion on Gilgamesh's death in the anime Saber route? I think he, like, if UFO Table were to pick up another Fate anime, I would love it to be the, like, for a lot of people as well. I do want to see the original route be animated because I want to see that death scene in modern animation style. Because the Dean anime, you know, at the time, even at the time, it wasn't that great. But I think that scene was pretty good still, just because, you know, Gilgamesh died accepting his death, whereas every other time when he died, he sort of died in a shit way, where he was like either you know, when he died in Heaven's Feel, I wouldn't say he was humiliated. I guess more so in Unlimited Blade Works, he was kind of humiliated, whereas in his death in the Saber route, he accepted it, kind of thing, and he was 1000% okay with Saber destroying him. They didn't really explain how much Hercules was nerfed with it. Well, I mean, you could kind of infer. You kind of infer, but, you know, it'd be like that. Hajime no Ippo has some of my favorite fight scenes because they don't spend half the episode monologuing in great fights. Okay, fair enough. That's the boxing anime, right? I would assume it would be like that, like a anime about MMA fighting or boxing, or like legitimate like martial arts or something along those lines. I would assume it would not have too many monologuing going on, because I mean the target demographic and the target audience would be people who know a thing or two about fighting. So what's the point about monologuing for 25 years straight? You know, Naruto is probably the biggest, the single biggest offender of talking during a fight. And again, there's a time and place for talking during a fight. I mean, Fate does it too. I'm not gonna say like Fate doesn't do that. 1000% it does it. Every anime does it. It's just sometimes I want, you know, 1, 2, maybe 3 fights where, you know, the dialogue is put into a minimum. There's a minimum to dialogue. Like, let's say Rider versus Saber Alter. I would put that over Saber Alter versus Hercules, just because it's like the climactic fight, arguably, at least between servants. And there is dialogue exchanged between the two, but it's not like unnecessary dialogue. It's not like drawn out dialogue, you know what I mean? See, another thing that really pisses me off when there is a fight is the Karna versus Siegfried fight. That fight was amazing, but the only thing that killed it was adding the scene with the Salvo. I agree. That ruins the I guess momentum of the fight. It's just like randomly slapped in there, you know what I mean? Like, I get it, they have to explain why Astolfo's there and what Astolfo is doing and how Achilles kind of helped Astolfo and Sieg by extension, etc. But at the same time, you know, it felt out of place, so to speak, you know what I mean? And, I mean, I don't like Astolfo, so, you know, be like that. I think the inner monologue Shiro has in his head versus Berserker could have made the scene better. Yeah, I've seen a lot of people talking about that, but for me, I don't really care, personally, because, again, I'm more of an action speak louder than words. I get the context of the fight. Like, I don't need Shiro monologuing to get the gist of what's going on. Like, I know a lot of people are going to disagree. Like, no, the visual novel, them explaining this or that is 1000% integral in understanding the scene between Berserker and Shiro. You have to get the mentality and the psychological battle that's going on. Like, I guess. But it's a movie. It's a movie, you know? Like, they have, like, you know, a given amount of time to add and remove certain scenes, you know? If they want to remove that monologue, whatever. I don't care. But that's just me. That's just me, though. It's funny how, as a kid, I like seeing adults be useless in anime, but now as an adult, I hate it. Yeah, no. Like, I think all the monologuing fights I could like as a kid were cool, but like as I got older, I'm just like I just want to see people get their ass whooped. I just want to see bitches get fucked up. Yeah, I think monologues probably work better in like a visual novel. I guess context. Because I mean, novels in general, you have to be descriptive in order to create an image in the reader's mind. Whereas in like a movie or in an anime, it's like, it's an animation, you know, just let the animation speak, you know, let the action speak. Whereas like in a book, in a visual novel, in a light novel, sometimes in cases in manga, you know, manga has like pictures. You have to, like, the monologue is 1000% needed. And again, I'm not trying to shit on like all anime and say that Fate is the best anime series on the planet. I'm not saying that. I just prefer the Fate fight scenes over a lot of the other anime fight scenes, and that's just me. You know, shonens were great when I was like 10, but as I got older, it's just like, you know, I kind of want something with a bit more flavor. You know what I mean? I like your 3-turn team. Thank you. I mean, most people probably like it because it has Morgan, who's like everyone's waifu now. By the way, I pulled a 6 Morgan a couple weeks ago. For those of you guys who follow me on Twitter, which I haven't posted in Twitter in a while, honestly, there hasn't been really much going on. I pulled a 6 Morgan, just a random single roll, and then I got her. And I was like, okay, NP6, there you go. You think they'll be adding proper human history Zeus anytime soon to the game? I don't know. I feel like I want to say no. I don't want to shit on people's parades, but I don't see him being added in the game, if I'm going to be honest. I want him in the game like everyone else. I just don't see him being added. Top 3 waifus in FGO. Musashi, Shutan. I think Hokusai. It was like between Hokusai and Yang. I think those 3. Shutan, Musashi, and Hokusai. Katsushika Oe. That's her actual name. I can't stand watching drama anime because it takes forever for anything to happen, but drama manga gets to the point way faster. I would assume so, yeah. Because anime, they gotta like stretch it out within a 24-minute period, or however long the movie or episode is. But it's typically around 20 minutes. Whereas like in a manga, they could kind of, you know, their only limit is like the page limit, so they could take their time, like the monologues and like the dialogues. Well, you said top. Gregory asked for the top 3. So I mean, if I were to keep going, okay, so it'd be Musashi, in no particular order, by the way. They kind of switch, kind of like go around a little bit. So it'd be like Musashi, Shutan, Hokusai, Kiara, Yang. Those are probably my top 5. Oh wait, Kama. Holy shit. Ooh, I think Kama's probably number 6. But see, the thing about Kama, it's like there's like an asterisk next to her name because it's a guy in a girl's body. So can I really call her a waifu when it's a guy inside of a girl's body? You know what I mean? I don't know. Is it weird? Would you kick Asalfo's balls for $1 billion? I would kick his balls for 1 cent. That's it. I don't need fucking $1 billion. I would do it for free. 1,000,000 times over. Okay. I guess number 1 husbando would be Kama then. No, I'm kidding. Obviously it's Goumesh. 1000%. Absolutely. Main character top 3 waifus Asalfo. No. Asalfo's like least favorite everything. Least favorite everything. But their personality fused to Kama becomes a girl. You know, that's why I put an asterisk. That's the name. I think Morgan's probably in my top 10 somewhere. She's just too new for me to decide if she's in my top 5. This is the problem. So, I mean, my top 5 is pretty much clear in my head, and like, I don't really have a problem with it. But Morgan might rise through the ranks as time passes, type thing. I need more short-haired tomboys than FGO. True. Tomboys. would be pretty cool. We have a lot of I was gonna say we have a lot of tom girls, but not really. We just have a lot of feminine guys. Kama is still a guy. He is just using soccer to... Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So he's still kind of a guy. Still kind of a dude. You know? I want Hokusai so much, but she's not coming back anytime soon. Is she not coming back? She's not coming back this year? I feel like she is. For the pre-campaign of the Imaginary Scramble event. I think... Actually, that's Yang, I think. I'm thinking Hokusai comes back. But absolutely. Absolutely. Those would be my top 5 waifus. For husbandos, it's definitely Gil, Enkidu. Just because Gil and Enkidu go hand in hand. I don't care what anyone says. That's not cheating. Ozzy. Who else outside of those three? So it's Gil, Enkidu, Ozzy. Like looking around my room. Is there any other guy that I really like? I'm like drawing a blank. Nah, Sigurd's not up there. Sigurd's alright, I guess. But he already has a woman, so I don't want to intrude on him. Yeah, I don't know. Maybe it's just 3 husbandos. I mean, shit. I mean, I like Merlin. I don't know if he would be in my top 5. I like Merlin. I like Oberon. I don't know. Surtur in Sigurd's body. Definitely not. He's a crazy bitch. He's crazy. You know? I did a 10 roll trying for the 4-star CE on Gudo event and got it. And oh, nice. Congratulations. Achilles is a Spondo too. I guess Karna as well. I guess Karna would be in the top 5. Karna's pretty cool. I really got to think about that though. Sherlock's alright. I just rewatched Sherlock Holmes the other day. Discombobulate. I love that scene so much. So funny. Jason's alright. I don't know if he's just Bondo though. I mean, I like his character, but I just don't think he's just Bondo. Safo don't even bring him up into the conversation. Definitely not Emiya. Emiya's alright. I mean, I like his theme, but that's about it. And his abs. His abs go hard. Napoleon is... No. He's cool. Chatterine is alright. Too buff for my taste, though. Holy shit, who the fuck is my top 5? I guess I don't have a top 5. It's just those guys I already mentioned. No, not Odysseus. Again, I like all these characters. I just would not make them my top 5. Absolutely not. I know people's tastes are so wide and varied. You'd have to make that objective list a really big curve. Yeah, I guess so. I mean, Gil's number 1, easy. Gil's number 1. Yeah, it's a lot. He's well, actually, let me think about the Knights of the Round. Is there anybody there I really like? Not really. No, not really. That was quick. That was quick. Li Xuan, nah. I'm like indifferent towards him. He's okay. I guess it's hard for you to have a top 5 since you are. You see, it's funny you say that, but most of my anime figures in real life are male figures. Specifically Gilgamesh, but still, they're still male. No, not Beowulf. I actually don't really like Beowulf too much. Caster Guild. No shot. No shot, Watchdog. No shot. Yeah, I guess it's just a top 4. I guess as a placeholder, I'll just put Arjuna Alter as number 5. So it would be Gilgamesh, Enkidu, Ozzy, Karna, and Arjuna Alter, I guess. But at the same time, I don't know. Ooh, why did I forget about Iskandar? Never mind. Sorry, Arjuna Alter. Iskandar's right there. Why did I forget about him? I mean, he's buff too, and I turned down Orion because he's buff, but I mean, Iskandar's the biggest bro, you know? He's definitely the biggest bro. Of Karna isn't in your top 5 male fake characters, you're wrong. I mean, I agree. He's definitely in the upper echelon male characters. Canis is technically a dude, though, right? Yes. The one we summoned is his female version, because if you don't know his real life lore, Canis, let's just say, got defiled by Poseidon, and then Poseidon was like, you know what? As payment, I will grant you one wish. And then Canis was like, make me into a male so I don't ever have to suffer like that ever again. It's kind of dark now that I think about it. And then Canis becomes a male. But then when we summon Canis, it's in his female iteration. So I guess technically you could kind of say Canis is a husbando and a waifu a little bit. Everyone forgets about his Skandar in FGO. Funny enough, I think he just got added to Arcade, if I'm not wrong. It's true though, like I don't really think about him when it comes to Grand Order, but when it comes to Zero, like, you know, he's synonymous with Fate Zero. Because he's like in everyone's top 5. As far as Zero characters go. So there you go. That would be my top favorites right then and there. Easy. Yes, he did. Yeah, I could have sworn I saw his trailer like a week and a half ago or something. Because Baifu, I'm telling you that word is to be the word for girl guy characters. I guess so. Oh yeah, Rash. No, Rash is probably in my top 20 somewhere. You know, if I have to extend it to like top 20. It's probably in the top 20. What's your Grail list for servants? You're asking who are the servants I grailed so far. So in NA, Gilgamesh, Enkidu, funny enough not Ozzy, but Kama, Hokusai, and Yang. I think that's it. If you have me as a friend in the game, then you know for a fact, because I have them in my support. But as far as JP goes, I have a lot, so I'm not even going to bother listing them because there's a lot. I do plan on grailing Morgan eventually, though, because I use her a lot and I really like her. So at some point, I am definitely going to grail Morgan. It's just I'm waiting to gather the necessary items for that, aka EXP cards, QP, and a bit more grails. I thought Canis was put into the body of a random girl on the beach. I don't think so. I don't think that's the lore. I think it's actually pretty accurate to the lore itself. Controversial question. It's not really a controversial question. Do you think we'll get male Kama? I think so, eventually. Now, will it be in Arcade? Maybe. By the way, we mentioned Arcade already twice, so I forgot to press the button. But I think, yeah, male Kama is definitely going to happen. Just because he seems pretty popular. Especially in Japan. I think even the artist, Redrop, tweeted about thanking everybody for voting for him during the latest survey that Fate Grand Order did. Even I put that. I want male Kama in the game. So I'm down for that. Male Mordred Wendo? Ooh. You're thinking big brain. You're thinking big brain. I grilled my Bunyan to silver because she was one of my OG comments. There you go then. Absolutely. I don't think I've ever grilled any servant because of gameplay purposes. I think all the servants I've grilled is because I really, really like them. So, maybe at some point if I have like a million grails and I'm just like, you know what, I'm just going to grail Waver or something. Either see Agravane first. Agravane's alright. I'm not the biggest fan of his design personally, but you know, I know a lot of people want to see him. So even if he comes out, I'm gonna be happy for everybody that's been waiting for him. People have been waiting for him for years. You know? Oh, Siduri. I want to see Siduri in the game as well. Absolutely. A lot of people do grail Matahari to level 100. Funny enough. Kind of wish she would get a buff and an animation update, but that's just me. I don't think she got an animation update, right? I think she got a recent buff, but another buff wouldn't hurt, right? Grail Jalter and Sessioin is my next one for sure. Like all the way Saber, Arteria's 96, Sessioin's 92, Jalter 100. Okay, I smell it, I smell it. Cassie Siduri would be OP. Now, if Arcade gets it though, I would be that angry about it. Absolutely that angry about it. Why do people want Agravane? I don't get what's so special about him. I'll be honest, I don't know myself, but people just want him. I don't know. I mean, people, again, somebody mentioned it earlier. Everyone has different tastes and different opinions and different things that they like and dislike. I personally don't know, but people really like him, you know. Knight of the Round, Backbone of Camelot, young. Okay, yeah, I guess those are enough reasons to want him, you know. I wouldn't know. Yeah, no, same thing, Gregory. I would just walk away. I'd walk away and never look back. I'm still waiting for that Bond 15 sex scene in FGF. I like how servants in arcade, they have was it a Bond 10 line or a Bond 15 line? I forget if it was Bond 15 or 10. They have one of them. And I wish the mobile game has that as well. I think that would be a good thing to have. As far as the sex scene goes, that's not happening. No shot they're gonna do that. But hey, you never know. Shit. You never know. After all, the roots of this game is from a visual novel that had sex scenes in it, so it's possible. It's because he was the first non-obtainable servant NPC and people want what they can't have. Was he the first one? I mean, technically Jason was, and then they released him later. Technically. Right? I don't know. I don't know if that's necessarily correct, though. Type Moon needs to go back to the start. I'll say this, though. They might do that. They might do like a sex scene thing if they start running out of money and ideas. They're going to be like, fuck it, let's press the red button. And that will activate all the sex scenes for every servant. Imagine that, though. Okay. We're getting into rated R territory, which is nothing new for my channel. If you're new to this channel, just know sometimes we talk about dicks and pussy and a lot of obscene stuff. It's just how it is. If you're not cool with that, sorry. But who do you guys think would have the freakiest sex scene in Grand Order? Now, for the purpose of not getting absolutely destroyed by YouTube terms and service, let's just not include the younger characters. Alright, I'm choosing my words very carefully so YouTube doesn't screw me. So Kiara is like number one for every. She'll definitely have like the kinkiest, 1000%. Maybe Meb might rival her a little bit. Domon, ooh, that'd be interesting. Domon, Domon for sure. Kama would be interesting, but I think Kama would crumble under the pressure and end up being cute, you know? The caster, oh shit. Adult Cha-Cha, please forget. Yo, I mean, they did an adult bunion. Yo, Cha-Cha. Just saying. They did an adult bunion. They did a super bunion. Adult Cha-Cha though? Is that in the horizon? Did I just give Lazangle another idea? Excuse me? I kinda don't like that they sexualize the younger people a lot in FGO. I can't say that word because YouTube would fuck me for some reason. That's just me. No, I mean, I agree, number one. I agree. I think all the younger characters need to be protected, need to be given head pats, and that's it. That's it. We shouldn't be doing anything further with them. That is against morals and laws, you know? They are teasing adult Cha-Cha for years. Come on, that's what I'm saying, bro. Just saying. Gonna make hella money. Adult Wu is gorgeous. Didn't they doesn't she have like a design out, right? She has a design from the original designer where she's an adult, right? But then for some reason they went with the lolly version. Yeah, I keep Jack in her first ascension too. I just, you know, I prefer her with her cloak on because she just looks, one, she looks more badass, and two, obviously the second and third ascension is just like kind of weird, a little bit weird. After he came around with his golems, oh yeah, he would be pretty freaky for sure. Adult Wu's in the manga. Oh, that's right, in the manga. That's right, that's true. Absolutely. Absolutely. Like, baby, yeah, no, basically she'd be wearing a thong. It's like, what's going on there? What's going on? Adult Wu make my elephant grow. Ah, shit. I mean, it definitely makes my dragon fly, if you know what I mean. Long dick style. I have that button too. I have a bunch of sound effects. I'm not gonna play all of them, but I have that one. Long dick style. That might be too loud for you guys. I don't know. That might be a bit too loud. Absolutely. Obo would be the... Oh, he's an animal, though. That is kind of weird. I heard in China they covered a lot. Yeah, a lot of the servants are censored. Not only in appearance, but pretty much all the Chinese servants have their names censored. You know? Why don't they add the NPC males from Gouda? They're so cool. Yeah, no, I agree. I agree. NPC males from Gouda Gouda for sure. Adult Jack, wait, officer. I didn't know. Yeah, no. Let's not even talk about that. Arjuna altar would be the weirdest because we wouldn't know what it is. Fair enough. Fair enough. Ivan Terrible would be weird as well. He's just a big elephant man, so definitely weird on the weirder side. Absolutely. By the way, get used to this, guys. Every time I'll stream me farming, the thumbnail will say event farming or just farming or something like that. But the title will, 9 times out of 10, will always be like Onere Arcade or Fuck Arcade or something like that. Just like as a side note. I'm surprised Mitsuhide Akechi isn't summonable along with Agrane because Akechi led a revolt against Nobu. I mean, there's a lot of NPC characters, specifically from the Gouda Gouda stuff, that are just not playable for some reason. That's fine. Okay, thank you. Thank you. 1000%. Kijo Koya in their dino form, though. That would be pretty freaky. Like, imagine you put your sausage inside of her while she's in her humanoid form, and then she's transformed into her dinosaur. Like, what happens? Like, I'm not a professional when it comes to dinosaurs or like paleontology or, you know, anything of that sort. So I don't know anything about like the dinosaur, I guess, physiology and biology, but like how does that work? Do they have a... You know what? I'm not even gonna ask that question. Absolutely. Jack's favorite servant would be the weirdest, and the name starts with oh shit. I see what you're saying. I see what Jurassic World 4 plot. Oh shit. You're right though. I kind of want to try for Kijo. Not gonna like. I love her third form. Oh, okay, yeah. I mean, yeah, her third form, pretty gorgeous. Hunter, why do I feel like you grilled Safo? Yeah, don't ever mention that man's name. I'm pretty sure you'll die from the weight. But what if you're on top? What if you're on top though? You know what I mean? At that point, what happens? I feel like the Lion King would just stare at you with an unfazed look the entire time, just not impressed. Just like you're not big enough, you're not fast enough, you're just average. I don't care. When is this gonna be over? Oh, it's already done. Oh, you already put it in. I couldn't feel anything. Yeah, I could see her doing that. But at the same time, if it's a Bond 15 scene, you know, she'll at least pretend. You know, she'll at least pretend. Speaking of Fairy Night Tristan, why the BDSM ascension? She's kind of sadistic a little bit, so it kind of makes sense a little bit. You're not Shiro, that's right. True, very true. Gregory, very true. Ooh, King Proteo would be interesting. So if you put your sausage inside of King Proteo when she's like average height, like our, you know, size, if she gets bigger at some point, are you just gonna be... I mean, okay, let's not even think about that, because that's a situation a lot of us would, you know, we dream about it for sure. We're like, that would be heaven on earth. But at the same time, would you want to be inside there? You know, it would be like she's giving birth to you a little bit. You know, it's just like, that wouldn't be a good look. That wouldn't be a good look. I mean, depending on how big she gets, Cha-Cha, I guess if you're inside her, like full body, and you like stretch, you could probably get away with... Okay, I'm gonna stop. It's a little bit weird. Yo, Tiamat though? Tiamat, want her in the game. Still. Absolutely. I don't care if she's a lolly or a mama version, I just want her in the game. Absolutely. Holy shit. Yeah, can you guys like? I remember seeing that when like NA first came out, and I guess a lot of people didn't really know. I guess besides people who understand Japanese, but apparently Kiyohime is 12, and I'm like, how? How is she 12? First of all, she doesn't really look 12, especially if you look at her summer version. Is the summer version still 12? Because no shot 12-year-olds have that body. No shot. Second of all, she doesn't act 12. Like, definitely does not act 12. That doesn't make sense to me. She's definitely one of those characters. Like she's technically a lolly, but how? Yeah, there's no shot she's 12. If she's 12, I'm 10, right? You know what I mean? If she's 12, I'm 10. You know, there's no shot. I'll always say I don't know how the hell Kyo is 12 because that ain't a child's body. That's what I'm saying. I mean, I guess her Berserker version, you can't really tell because of her clothing, but definitely the summer version, no shot. No shot. 14 was the age of being an adult in past Japan. But she's still 12, you know, she's, even back then, she's still technically a child. You know what I mean? So it still would not work. Iris Veil is 8. Well, I mean, you know, so the stream crashed for a second, but I think we back, right? Are we back? I think the stream crashed for a second. I think it did. What's up? Yeah, I was like, I noticed that my stream crashed, and it's been a while since it's crashed, so that kind of concerned me. But we back. What's up? Hey, what's up, Danger? You guys hear me? Hell yeah, dude. Hell yeah. Let's just laugh it off, guys. Let's just laugh it off. just laugh it off. Did not need to know Kyo is 12 years old. The fuck did I just walk into? I'm sorry, Kevin. Be like that. How many people got mind fucked? Press 1. If you already knew, press 2. I'm just saying. I feel like a lot of people don't know that. YouTube streams been weird lately. It's not just you. Oh, really? Okay. That's good to know. I thought it was a problem on my end. I'm just like, pretty sure my internet's okay. 3? Oh, shit. Oh, you knew? Okay. I smell it. I smell it. I mean, technically servants, most servants are like 100 plus years old. So, with the exception of like Voyager and like Emiya. So most servants are like a century plus years old. Who's technically like the youngest servant from a physiological standpoint? Who's technically the youngest? I gotta think about that. Oh yeah, Space's Charge 14. That's true. That was confirmed in the Saber Wars event. 1000%. Abby Bunyan. How old are the Ilia trio? Are they 12 as well? At which point they're just the same as Kiyohime. Voyager is 8 years old. Okay. What the fuck? Why is she 4? Well, technically, I mean, she's technically what, hundreds and thousands of years old? Spacious Star, right? But physically speaking, she's 14, right? I think. Irie is 8. Okay, Irie is 8. So there's no servant that's like 5. I guess Karen when she turns into a baby. I mean, she's a baby, right? I guess technically, right? It's 14 to 15 as Tokiomi died in her birthday. Oh, damn, spoiler. No, I'm kidding. Nobody cares about the story, apparently. Because not too many people knew that Space Star was 14. That is kind of a mindfuck, though. The unborn servant is 0. Who the fuck is the unborn servant? Who in God's name? Kiara in her child form. Yeah, she looks really young in her kid form. Really young. I guess Jack is technically ageless, though, right? Technically ageless. Rio Saber. Oh, okay. Youngest for sure is Voyager, Jack, and Nursery Rhyme. I mean, Nursery Rhyme's a book. So can we put human I guess, factors. Can we take human factors into account? The book. I guess the Voyager is technically a satellite, right? Or not a satellite. What was he again? I know he was something we sent into space. He wasn't a satellite though. He was... What the fuck technically he was? I forget the actual terminology. BB is -10 as she was born 10 years later. That's true because she's from the extra timeline and then she just traveled to our timeline, which is technically before the extra series takes place because the extra series is like what, 2030, right? So that's true. Very true. Negative age. I don't know why I thought nursery was Alice. I mean, she takes the form of Alice, right? That's her whole thing. Portal really is 0 years old in mobile since she does that. That's true. I mean, she kind of exists. You hear her voice in Portal Arthur's Noble Phantasm. So, by technicality, she does exist. But as a disembodied voice. So, if you could give voice a age, then there you go. Absolutely. Portal Gil because he refuses to lose. Yeah, okay, so he wants to win the youngest age category. Tiamat was reborn, so technically she is one. Shit. I mean, damn, we're thinking like big brain right here. Like, this is some big brain level, like, analytical skills that we're having right now. That's crazy. By the way, I think I'm gonna wind down the stream soon. I've been streaming for 2 hours, which I think is pretty average for me. I always say this with every stream, but I'm gonna say it again anyway because I already started. I'm gonna try to stream more consistently, but these past 2 weeks, I don't know what happened. These leaps in logic, I can't. Yeah, no. This is what usually happens in my streams. Once we get to the rated R stuff, I mean, talking about age isn't really rated R. Depends on the context, though. I mean, all I was asking who was the youngest servant, technically, but... Alright, after this quest, I'm gonna stop streaming, so thank you guys for hanging out. I'm gonna go fuck off and, I think, eat. I'm kind of hungry. So, yeah, Fate lore, there's always leaps in logic, you know, it's hard to, you know, keep logic into account, you know? You can't you gotta throw logic out the window when it comes to Fate. 1000%. So thank you guys for hanging out. Glad we had fun. Hopefully you guys had fun. I mean, I had fun. Only got one crash, which is kind of concerning, but apparently YouTube is just having a problem right now. Sieg is like a couple days old, right? Like when you think about it. That's true. Sieg is really young. He might be the youngest one. You gotta think about it. John wants to fuck him. So what does that make her? You know what I mean? I guess you could say Gildaday kind of rubbed off on her, if you know what I mean. Hello MC, sorry I'm late. Exams were fucking me up. It's okay, AR. By the way, this stream is going to be uploaded as a video afterwards, so if you want to rewatch it for whatever reason, you can. The only reason I'm bringing that up is because I'm going to stop streaming after this battle, and then I'm just going to chill, go get something to eat, and all that good stuff. Yeah, no, John is a little bit, she's a little bit freaky, you know? That's what I'm saying. I think Gildaday kind of rubbed off on her. You know, just a little bit. Jalter is Orleans years old. That's true. Jalter is young as well. Because Jalter isn't John herself. She's like a creation created by Gildaday Caster. She's her own individual, so she's really young. Well, does that make all of us then? Because all of us love Jalter. I'm just saying, I'm gonna leave you guys with that thought. So I hope you guys enjoyed the stream. Hopefully you did. If you didn't, I'm sorry. If you did, consider subscribing if you're not already. And if you're already subscribed, hit that like button. If you didn't hit that like button already. And yeah, sexy stuff. Sexy beings. Battle's over, so hope you guys enjoyed it again. I'm just gonna repeat myself because I don't know what to say. I never know what to say when I'm ending these streams, but it'd be like that. And yeah, I'm gonna end you guys with a ho 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 ho. Okay, I'll stop. I'll see you guys later. Bye bye.